6 habits that make a man more handsome and attractive. Some men keep asking how to make women like them, how to become more attractive, how to get more respect, how to stop being ignored. But here is the hard truth. Before you start worrying about a woman liking you, there are things you are supposed to fix in yourself first. Because a lot of men are not unattractive. They are just undisciplined, neglected, sloppy, thirsty, broken by bad habits. And then they wonder why nobody sees value in them. Today, we are going to talk about things you are supposed to do to yourself before talking about a woman liking you or becoming attracted to you. Because attraction does not start when you speak to her. It starts long before that. It starts in how you live, how you carry yourself, how you clean yourself, how you control yourself, how you build yourself. And the painful part is this. Most men skip these things because they look simple. But these simple things are exactly what separate the man women notice from the man women overlook. So stay with me. Because one of these habits is the reason some men look sharp without saying too much, while others keep trying too hard and still get ignored. The first habit is simple, but this is where many men already fail. 1. He takes care of his body. He brushes his teeth, drinks enough water, smells fresh, keeps a clean haircut. He works out, eats better, dresses clean clothes, and others. That sounds basic. Too basic, right? But that is exactly why many men do not take it seriously. They want the advanced secret while looking like they do not even respect the body they live in. Let's be honest. Some men are not ugly. They just look neglected. Their breath is bad. Their skin looks tired. Their body looks weak. Their haircut is old. Their clothes look careless. Their energy looks heavy. Nothing about them says this man is taking care of himself. And then they want a woman to feel attraction. How? A man who takes care of his body already sends a message without opening his mouth. He tells the world, I am not careless with myself. I pay attention. I have standards. I do not live anyhow. And people feel that before they even explain it. Even the way you smell changes how people experience you. Even the way your shirt sits on your body changes how you are received. Even the way your face looks when you are hydrated and well-rested changes the kind of attention you get. These things may look small, but they work together. And when they come together, they make a man look alive, sharp, clean, put together. And here is where some men miss it. Taking care of your body is not about being soft or vain. It is not about trying to look prettier than everyone. It is about refusing to look like you have given up on yourself. Because when a man starts neglecting his body, he is often neglecting other parts of his life too. That is why this first point matters more than many men think. Because when you fix the outside with discipline, it often starts fixing the inside too. You stand better. You move better. You feel better. You become harder to ignore. And that leads to the next thing many men destroy without knowing it. 2. He speaks slowly and clearly. A lot of men do not understand this. The mouth can reduce the value of the face. You can look decent, you can dress well, you can even have some presence. But the moment you start talking too fast, mumbling, over-explaining, sounding nervous, sounding unsure, your attractiveness starts dropping. Because people do not only look at your face, they experience your energy. And speech is part of that energy. A man who speaks slowly and clearly feels grounded. He feels in control. He feels like he is not trying to impress. He feels like he is not begging to be understood. He takes his time. He says what he means. He is not rushing for approval. And that alone makes him look more attractive. Have you noticed that some men are not even the best looking in the room, but once they speak, people pay attention? It is not magic. It is calmness. It is clarity. It is control. Now compare that with a man who talks too much, rushes every sentence, laughs nervously, interrupts himself, keeps correcting himself, keeps trying to prove he is smart or funny. He may not realize it, but he starts looking unsettled. And unsettled men rarely look attractive. The way you speak tells people how you feel about yourself. Slow speech often comes from inner steadiness. Fast, messy speech often reveals inner tension. That is why this habit matters. It changes how people read your confidence. And no, speaking slowly does not mean speaking like you are acting. It simply means you are not letting anxiety control your mouth. You are present. You are deliberate. You are not all over the place. That calm voice, that clear way of expressing yourself, that ability to not overtalk, it gives a man weight. And weight is attractive. Not noise, not speed, weight. But this next habit is where many men truly destroy themselves. 3. He doesn't chase women. Nothing makes a man lose beauty faster than desperation. He can have a decent face, good height, good clothes, even potential. But once he starts chasing too hard, begging for attention, forcing conversation, always reaching out, always trying to prove himself to women, something about him changes. He starts looking cheap. That is the part many men do not want to hear. Neediness damages appearance. Desperation affects presence. Chasing changes the way a man is seen. Because the more thirsty he becomes, the less valuable he looks. When a man is always running after women, he does not look powerful. He does not look handsome. He looks empty. He looks like he needs a woman's attention to feel like a man. And women can feel that weakness very quickly. A man who does not chase women looks different. He looks settled. He looks like he has options. He looks like his life is not falling apart because one woman did not text back. He looks like he is not trying to force attraction. And that calmness is what often creates attraction in the first place. This does not mean you never approach. It does not mean you act cold for no reason. It means you do not throw away your dignity just because a woman is beautiful. You do not start overselling yourself. You do not become too available. You do not worship her beauty and forget your value. Because once a man starts chasing too much, he starts performing. He starts losing himself. He starts tolerating nonsense. He starts saying yes to disrespect. He starts acting out of fear. And that kind of man cannot stay attractive for long. A man becomes more attractive when he can hold himself together around women. When beauty does not make him foolish. When desire does not make him weak. When he can like a woman without losing his center. And that brings us to the habit underneath all of this. 4. He respects himself. This is deeper than many men think. Self-respect is not just a nice phrase. It shows everywhere. In your face, in your tone, in your standards, in the way you react, in what you tolerate, in what you walk away from. A man who respects himself does not beg for love. He does not keep trying to convince people to see his value. He does not stay where he is constantly disrespected. He does not keep lowering himself just to be accepted. And because of that, he looks different. There is something about self-respect that sharpens a man. It changes his eyes. It changes his posture. It changes the way he enters a room. He may not even be the loudest man there, but there is something settled about him, something solid, something that says, I know where I stand. That is attractive. A lot of men think attractiveness is only face, height, body, money. No. Those things matter, yes. But self-respect gives those things meaning. Without self-respect, even a good-looking man can still look weak. Without self-respect, even a well-dressed man can still look cheap. Because if you do not respect yourself, people can feel that confusion. They can feel that you are willing to trade your dignity for attention. And once that happens, your appearance loses power. Self-respect also helps a man stay clean in his choices. He becomes more careful with who he gives access to, more careful with what he accepts, more careful with the habits that are slowly destroying him. He starts treating himself like someone valuable. And that is really what makes many men stand out. Not perfection, not fake confidence, but the quiet message in how they live. I do not play with myself. And that is why the next point matters so much, because many men damage their attractiveness with their own lifestyle. 5. He avoids too much alcohol and bad habits. This one destroys many men slowly. Too much alcohol, too much smoking, too much lust, too much late nights, too much junk, too much carelessness, too much self-destruction dressed up as enjoyment. And the problem is, bad habits do not always damage a man immediately. They damage him little by little. In the face first, then in the energy, then in the body, then in the mind, then in the discipline. Until one day he looks older than his age, weaker than his potential, duller than he should be. Bad habits steal sharpness. Too much alcohol can make the face swollen, the skin rough, the eyes tired. Other bad habits make a man look distracted, ungrounded, unstable. They affect how he talks, how he walks, how he thinks, how he responds. And all of that affects attractiveness. A disciplined man often looks better not just because of one special trick, but because he is not constantly poisoning himself. He is not constantly destroying the very things that make him look alive. This is why some men glow up without any magic. They simply stop doing what is ruining them. They stop feeding the habits that make them look cheap, tired, and out of control. And there is another side to this. A man who can control his appetites already looks stronger, because discipline itself is attractive. The ability to say no, the ability to stop, the ability to not be ruled by every urge. That gives a man a different presence. A lot of men want the results of discipline without the discomfort of discipline. It does not work that way. You cannot live recklessly and expect to look sharp. You cannot abuse your body and expect it to still present you well. And the last point may offend some people, but it is still true. 6. Making more money. Money does not make a face handsome by itself. Let's be clear. But money changes a man's life in ways that can absolutely improve how he looks and how he is perceived. A man with more money can take better care of himself. He can dress better. He can eat better. He can live in better conditions. He can reduce stress. He can fix things he has been neglecting. He can invest in his health, grooming, skin, haircut, clothes, environment. He can carry less survival tension on his face. And yes, that matters. A lot of men look worn out not because they are naturally unattractive, but because life is beating them down every day. Constant stress, constant lack, constant pressure. That pressure sits on the forehead, in the eyes, in the body, in the energy. Poverty has a weight. Financial struggle has a face. So when a man starts making more money, it often lifts more than his bank account. It lifts how he lives, how he presents himself, how much peace he has, how much confidence he carries. But this point is not about worshiping money. It is about understanding reality. Money gives a man options, and options help him build a better life. A better life often reflects in appearance. Still, money without discipline is useless. A man can have money and still look terrible because he is careless. So this point only works when it sits on top of the other habits. Take care of your body, Speak slowly and clearly. Do not chase women. Respect yourself. Avoid too much alcohol and bad habits. Then make more money. Now the whole picture starts changing. That is when a man stops trying to force attraction and starts becoming naturally more attractive. So when men ask what makes a man more handsome and attractive, the answer is not always some big secret. Sometimes it is the simple things men keep ignoring. How you clean yourself, how you talk, how you behave around women, how you respect yourself, what habits you feed, what kind of life you are building. That is where it starts. Before asking whether women like you, ask yourself a harder question. If a woman removed herself from your life today, would you still look like a man who is building himself properly? Or are you only trying when women are watching? That question matters. Because the man who works on himself first will always look different from the man who is only trying to impress. If this message helped you, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and tell me in the comments which of these 6 habits most men are failing at today.